President Biden has wrapped up a 4-day trip to Europe talking with NATO allies on the war in Ukraine.
The president gave a fiery speech in Poland yesterday saying that Russian President Vladimir Putin cannot stay in power. Aaron Myers is live in our newsroom with all the latest developments. Aaron?
Good morning, you two. The Kremlin had this response after President Biden called for President Putin's removal, saying it's not up to the president of the U.S. and not up to the Americans to decide who will remain in power in Russia. This coming after President Biden said this.
A dictator bent on rebuilding an empire will never erase a people's love for liberty. Brutality will never grind down their will to be free. Ukraine will never be a victory for Russia. For God's sake, this man cannot remain in power.
The White House also clarifying the comments, saying the president was not seeking a regime change in Russia and that there is no strategy for one there or anywhere else. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said Biden meant that President Putin cannot be empowered to wage war or engage in aggression against Ukraine or anyone else. Biden spoke in front of a crowd of about 1,000, including Ukrainian refugees, telling President Putin to stay away from NATO countries.
Don't even think about moving on one single inch of NATO territory. We have sacred obligation. We have a sacred obligation under Article 5 to defend each and every inch of NATO territory with the full force of our collective power.
And in the village of Kalinivka, satellite images released yesterday show a burning fuel storage depot, one of the two hit in the country yesterday. The village is located southwest of the capital of Kyiv. Also yesterday, firefighters battled a blaze at an oil facility in Lviv after it was hit by Russian rockets. A defense facility in a residential area was also struck. 5 people were reportedly injured, but there were no casualties at either location. Lviv was somewhat of a haven for those fleeing their homes and had been largely spared by Russian attacks until missiles struck an aircraft repair facility about a week ago. And amid the darkness, a bit of hope. Ukrainian musicians performed a classical concert in a Kharkiv subway, hoping that music would help residents overcome hardship during dark times. Many residents came to the concert under threats of shelling, and some were expected to shelter in the subway, fearing for their safety outside. Today, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is expected to virtually address a rally that is being held at the Lincoln Memorial. It is to commemorate 1 month of Russia's invasion on Ukraine.